Everyone enjoys a good picnic, even if you're trying to cut back on calories. 22 News registered dietitian Nancy Dell joins us to tell you how to eat smart this 4th of July. Nancy, it's always nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And to be with you. Now, 4th of July is right around the corner, just a few days away. And you don't have to eat unhealthy if you're going to a picnic.
The average picnic might be about 2,000 calories for the meal, and you can cut it back to 800 calories with 10 different tips. So even if you use just 5 of the 10 tips, you're going to have a big savings.
All right, and you got those tips right here in front of us. We're going to go through. Let's start with appetizers. What is a swap you can make when it comes to munching on the starter food?
So like chips and dip would be very high in calories, high in fat. So your things like the tortilla chips, you can get the low-fat ones, and salsa will save you probably 150 calories, if not even 300 calories, depending on your portion size. Also, if you switch from cheese and crackers, another high-fat food where a bite of cheese can be 50 calories, go to shrimp with cocktail sauce. You can have 12 shrimp for 150 calories.
And just if you don't have the willpower, just walk away from the cheese and crackers. Don't stand by them, right?
Well,
that's another problem is I have to just walk away.
Right. Another good motivation is to realize that if you do overstuff and you have a heavy meal, that there is a 5-hour period of time after that heavy meal where you're feeling stuffed, and it's called the heart attack zone. That you're more likely to have a heart attack 5 hours after a heavy meal. Your blood gets thick and it gets clotty. So even if you do pick all your favorite things, just stop when you're full, because we never want you to be overfull.
Don't overstuff, especially now knowing that 5-hour window. It does make a difference when you do overeat. All right, now moving on to grilled veggies. You suggest instead of coleslaw.
You could just grill the vegetables. You could even do it ahead of time and then serve them at room temperature, save yourself some time, and switch from like a burger to chicken. That would save you a ton of calories too.
Okay, and then moving on to salad toppings, salad dressing.
So the salad dressing can be about 90 calories a tablespoon. So one of my favorite things is to make your own. You can use the packets that have a little safe thickening agent in there and make an Italian dressing, but flip-flop the oil and the water. Most of these dressings will call for a little vinegar. Use balsamic vinegar because it's a little thicker.
Okay.
And then instead of using this much water and this much oil, a full ½ cup of oil, use this much oil and this much water. And it's phenomenal. All my clients will say, that is like the best thing you ever told me.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
you'll get 15 calories a tablespoon. I'll have people ask me, what's your recipe for that dressing? It's so good. So that's a huge savings, the salad dressing.
More water and less oil. That is a great tip, Nancy. I love that. And now moving on to anything that involves mayonnaise, whether it be a salad or a dip, you can substitute for Greek yogurt, you were saying to me earlier.
Right. Your potato salad, your macaroni salad, they average about 400 calories a cup. So you can always use low-fat mayonnaise or use plain Greek yogurt. I just went to a party where they had that buffalo chicken dip. I never had it before. It was delicious. They made it with Greek yogurt. Could not even tell a difference. Everybody else in the party who had it before said, I'm making it with Greek yogurt from now on. It was phenomenal. Also, you can dilute that by adding more vegetables, more peppers, onions, celery, carrots, so that normally if you have a cup of potato salad, and instead you add more vegetables. Now you're eating that cup of potato salad, but it's only a ½ cup of potatoes.
Right.
So you really cut the calories in half, but you're still enjoying it.
That's a great tip. So and then you're adding more color too. If you add all those vegetables to it,
Looks
it might
much more appealing.
Appealing, exactly. And now let's move on to dessert. Now, obviously, you always have the excuse when you're at a party, oh, I'm here and I don't get to have this all the time. But you can skip those really fatty cakes and things for things that are a lot healthier, like fruit.
Well, you could do that. You could skip for fruit, but use the fruit as a filler and then really assess the desserts. And say, now which one is really worth the calories? Realizing that it's about 50 calories to 100 calories a bite. A visual I tell people to use is picture those little brownie bites you can see, you know, in the grocery store and in the big box stores and stuff. You know, they're tiny. They're 150 calories a piece. 2 bites. Okay, so 75 calories a bite there with something that's chocolate. If it has nuts and cream, it might be 100 calories a bite. So really assess and say, I'm going to pick the dessert that's really special and then maybe fill up on some fruit. Eat the fruit first though, because if you eat the sweet first, the fruit will not taste sweet, because relatively speaking, you'll have this big burst of sweet from the dessert and then this will taste kind of bland. Eat the fruit first. Fill up a little and then pick your favorite dessert. And if you're the host or hostess, think about not having too much variety. If you have pie, cake, cookies, ice cream, everybody wants a little bit of everything. You know, if you want to keep your family healthy, one decadent dessert. You eat it, it's gone. You don't have a ton of leftovers to
Yes.
make your whole week be a high-calorie week.
And then it's
So-
more work for you too if you're trying to get all that variety in. But I think
true.
that's a great tip, Nancy, is just fill up on what's good and then leave that little extra room for the things that you want to indulge in, so you're not really filling up on the stuff that's not as good.
Right.
And what about ice cream? Obviously at every picnic you want to have ice cream, but what's a good smart choice to swap out?
I love fudgicles. People love fudgicles. The kids love fudgicles. They're 80 calories a piece. A half a cup of ice cream can be 200 calories. So they're fun. They're fat-free. You know, they're just
They're so
they're
good.
4th of July-ish.
Yes,
So-
and you don't feel, 4th of July-ish, they really are, and you don't feel guilty when you're eating them because, you know that they're not terrible for you.
Yes.
Where sometimes if you do indulge in that cake or whatever, there's tons of guilt that goes with it. You don't want to feel that. You want to
Right.
feel good about yourself and
Right,
proud about it.
right.
So these are great tips, 10 easy things you can swap out, and then you're cutting a 2,000 calorie meal into
about 800
about
calories.
800 calories.
So realize too that if you once a week have a party and you have an extra 700 calories every week, that's 10 pounds in a year.
My goodness.
You know, so just saving a little, it all adds up.
Well, it's great to talk to you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Nancy, for being here. And for all of Nancy Dell's advice on eating healthier at your upcoming 4th of July picnic, log on to mymassappeal.com later today.